Hey, it's Janelle and welcome to my channel. Today, I think I'm honestly just really going to be doing a planner chat because I've already planned out everything I need to plan out right now. So I don't really have much to plan today, but I will show you what I've planned. And I just feel very plannery right now, if that makes any sense. I'm feeling in the mood to be using all the planners and doing all the fun planning things. I just kind of want to talk about 2026 planners and what I'm feeling that I want to do for 2026. And I will talk about like what I'm thinking and being drawn towards at the current moment. And I'll show you kind of what I've done recently within the planners that I have right now. So let's get into this. I'm feeling very plannery because on Monday is my kids' first day of school. And so I'm getting out of the summer vibes and starting to get back into school mode and planning mode for all of that. I feel like when the school year is happening, things are always somewhat busy and feeling more so like I need to keep things together or so than in the summer. The summer is really just, there's really not much to plan. And I feel like I was kind of in a planner slump. Maybe not in a slump because I was really enjoying this simple blue sky planner for the summer. I'm still currently using it for this week. This planner is just really simple and fun. And this is what I used for the entire month of July. I kind of want to keep using this planner. I'm not completely over it yet, but school starts next week and I set up my Erin Condren. So I'm not quite sure if I'm ready to fully set this one aside, but I did set up my Erin Condren. So this is what my June looked like. This is what my July looked like in my Erin Condren. I just recently updated everything in here that I wanted to keep in here because honestly, I didn't really use my Erin Condren in the month of July. I was really fully in this, but I went back and kind of updated the main things that I wanted to keep in here. I didn't use the weeklies at all, but I just want this for like the monthlies so I can have a good overview of everything. And then I did just set up August yesterday. So this is how I set up everything for the month of August. And then I went ahead and just set up next week in here. And I'll probably just use my Erin Condren for next week. There's not a lot going on. There's the first day of school, and then I have to get back in the routine of picking my boys up in the afternoon every day. But this is how I normally use my EC anyway. So I have this ready to go for next week. So what I'm thinking for 2026, I am really missing my N1 planner. I've been reflecting a lot because it is now August. It's August 1st today. And planners for 2026 start releasing, at least with Hobonichi and with Sterling Ink, which are some of the main planners that I use. They start releasing in September. So before the releases start happening, I really want to have a good idea in my mind of what I want to use for next year. That way I can hopefully not be too influenced by FOMO and stuff like that. So I'm really trying to reflect on this year and how my planning has gone this year. And that way I can get a good game plan for 2026. I am really missing my N1 system. I loved this system. I have used it in some way, shape, or form almost the entire year. I did struggle with it a little bit at the beginning of the year, but then I really found my groove, mainly in the blank notebook. And I loved this. It worked for a very long time. I started it in February 21st here, and I am still kind of using this. I'm not using it for dailies currently, which is mainly how I was using this before, but I am still like using it to just jot down random things, make notes for back to school, still using it for meal plans and stuff. So I am still reaching for this and gravitating towards this. So this system really did work for me for a long time this year. And because I haven't really been using it, I've been using the blank notebook just for notes, but as far as for planning, I haven't been using it for a little while and I have been missing this. So I definitely think for 2026, I want a form of the standard size in my planning system. So that's the first thing. For 2026, I definitely want to use a Sterling ink in one system somehow. Use these booklets for a while. These are the weekly booklets, and I did set up the weekly for next week in this vertical booklet. I'm gonna try to use that this week and see how I feel. And then I have my current planner in here, which is the horizontal. I set up the monthly in here for August, but I haven't really been using the weeks in here right now. Yeah, I want to pick this back up and start using this again. And for 2026, I definitely think I want a form of this standard size in my system from Sterling ink for sure. So there's that. I have this EC, which goes until June of next year. So I have this no matter what through the beginning of the year. This is a planner that is an OG planner for me. So I hop in and out of this as I feel like I need it, as I feel like I miss it. So I have this going into 2026 as well. And then the last thing that I want in my system for 2026 is a Hobonichi cousin. I have been missing the cousin tremendously this entire year. My journaling has been a hot mess this entire year, and I really feel like it's because I didn't have a cousin to start the year out with. I have this weird like mental block where I don't want to start a cousin in the middle of the year. I want it to be started at the beginning of the year. And so I do have a cousin for this current year, but I just haven't been able to stick in it because for some reason it doesn't feel right because I didn't start it from the very beginning. And I know that's stupid. That probably sounds stupid to a lot of people, but I just haven't been able to stick in it this year because of that reason. So definitely for next year, let me go get my cousin from last year. Okay, so this is my cousin from 2024, and this is probably my favorite planner I have ever had. And I used the daily pages all throughout the entire year. I didn't stick with the monthlies and the weeklies. I used it consistently up until April. And then I kind of fell out of the monthlies. I tried it again in September. My son is screaming in the background because he's playing VR with his friends. So sorry, that's what that is. But I used it a little bit here, and then I didn't use it for November, December. But anyway, I loved this planner so much when I used it. And even though I didn't fully stick in it with the monthlies and the weeklies, the daily pages I used all the way until the end of the year. At least towards the end of the year, I was kind of falling off with it. Even into November, I used it. Let's see, here is December. Towards the end of December, I really fell off, but for the most part, I used this the entire year, which is crazy because if you watch my channel, you know I hop planners like crazy. So anyway, I've been missing something like this just to document my life. Oh my God, I love that page. It was just fun in here. It was so fun. And I really miss having something like this. I like that it's dated. I tried to do undated journaling and stuff this year, and I thought it could work for me, but I really just think I need dated pages to hold me accountable. This was just so fun. And having blank pages and stuff throughout here doesn't bother me. It's not too much blank pages, but I still really, really use this. So sad I don't have something like this for this current year. I feel like there's a lot of memories that I missed out on journaling because I didn't have a good, consistent place to put it for the year. For 2026, I definitely am going to get a cousin. 100%. For 2026, I want my system to be a cousin for journaling and then an N1 system for my planning. And that's really all I need for 2026. A planner and a journal. And then I'll have my EC on hand to use as I want. And then I'm not gonna lie, I probably will buy a Hobonichi Weeks as well. For me, I have tried a Hobonichi Weeks for the last probably 4 years. I can never make them work for me for actual planning purposes. This is just a weeks sized notebook that I have in here right now. This is my actual Hobonichi Weeks. They are just so cute and so fun to set up. And I did use it for a little while, but this really does not work for me planning wise for the way my brain works. I am a vertical planner through and through. That's kind of something I've learned about myself this year. I can kind of do a horizontal, but it can't be like my only planner. So this is fun to kind of play around with and fill in, but it's not something like I need. It's not something that I can use for like my only planner. It's just fun and cute and small. So I don't know. I'm on the fence if I'm gonna buy one. If I'm being honest, I probably will just order one whenever I order my cousin. I do imagine that I will also get a Hobonichi Weeks for 2026, just for fun, just for playing around. So this is what I think my 2026 lineup will probably look like. An N1 system for planning, a cousin for journaling, and then a Weeks just for fun because I just love it. It's cute and small, but I don't know how functional this really will be for me. But who says a planner has to be functional? We can have planners just for fun if we want, right? This is gonna be my plan for my planning system for 2026. A fun planner, a journal, and a actual functional planner. And that's it. Yeah, that's all I got. That's all I got for today. Since school is about to start up next week for my kids, I am just feeling very much in the planner vibes. I've been playing around in all of these planners the last few days. So I just wanted to jump on here and make a little video of just kind of what I've been doing and what I've been thinking about for 2026. I know it's still really, really early, but because Hobonichi's and Sterling Ink start releasing their planners in September, I do kind of want a game plan, you know, of what I want to order. Because once you see new shiny things, I feel like we all do this when planner launch season happens, where we're all just like, ooh, you see something cute and new or something different that you haven't used before that catches your eye. Then we're like, ooh, what could I use that for? And then we order like all these things that we're not actually realistically gonna use, or or it's just cute, but there's no real use for it, but it's just so cute that you want it. So we start all making up these ideas of like, ooh, I could use it for this, I could use it for that, even though that's something that we probably really don't need a whole separate planner for. You know what I mean? But we just want a reason to order that thing. So our planner lineups like start out the year with like 10 different planners and notebooks. And let's be realistic, none of us can actually stick with like 10 planners and notebooks to keep up with every day. Well, that's me anyway. I don't know about other people, but for me, no way that I can realistically keep up with all that. Anyway, that might not be you, but it is definitely me. So I kind of want to be aware of that going into launch season and just really be mindful that this is what my plan is. And hopefully I can stick with that. I feel like I can be good about that this year. I feel like I really have tried everything under the sun, and I really do know what works for me. I know what won't work for me. Teeny tiny planners just do not work for me. Anything smaller than a Hobonichi Weeks, like there ain't no way I'm gonna use it. That cute mini day designer that everyone's been using, that is so cute, and I love seeing everybody's videos and posts about it, but there's just no way I could use that, not even really for fun. I saw one in the store and I'm just like, how are people using this? I see how people are using it and it's so, so cute, but like for me, I just can't do that. Anything smaller than the Weeks, I just know won't work for me. So even though they're so cute, like I can restrain myself on buying those types of things. So yeah, that my point is just that I think I've used everything under the sun. I'm pretty well aware of what works for me, what doesn't work for me, and hopefully having a plan going into the launch season will help me not to order more than I need or more than I want, you know what I mean? So anyway, that's all that I've really got going on for right now with my planners. For now, I'm gonna be using my EC to start out the school year. I still have this going, my Blue Sky. I don't think I'm fully ready to set this aside yet. I just really love this still. So I might be in here a little bit too. Then I do have my N1 set up still. And I set up next week in here in this vertical. So I'll probably be in here a little bit too. I have a lot of planners going on right now, but I'm in a very plannery mood. So I have been enjoying playing around in all of these planners. Yeah, I think that's all I really had to talk about today. This was really just a planner chat today and showing you kind of what I've been thinking about, show you what I've been up to in all of my planners. And that's it. So thanks for hanging out with me today, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.